Hi, this is Linda Hunt and the Marketplace Connection. Come and go with us as we visit the 7 cultural mountains where you will receive information that will expand your capacity and upgrade your thinking because God wants to give you more. Join me for the next hour as I connect you to the Marketplace.
Well, good morning, my Saturday morning connectors. How are you this Saturday morning? I am so excited to be here once again with you on this great and glorious Saturday morning. And we are here because we have come just so we can be here with you, my Marketplace and Saturday morning connectors, as I call all of you. I am your host, Linda Hunt, and I praise God for each and every one of you that get up on Saturday mornings, my faithful followers that get up and follow me on Saturday morning. And we are here to upgrade your thinking, expand your capacity, because God wants to give you more. I'm going to say that one more time. We want to upgrade your thinking, expand your capacity, because God wants to give you more. And the information that we bring, and particularly today, it is information that we believe that is going to upgrade your thinking. We believe it is going to expand your capacity, because we're going to be talking about some things that have been very important to the state, particularly of Michigan. And not only just for the state of Michigan, but for anyone that is just looking to do some research on just areas of insurance. And so we are going to be talking to an insurance specialist today. We want you to tell your neighbor, tell a friend that the Marketplace Connection is on the air. And we want you to listen. We want you to take copious notes, because we believe that the things that we're going to be talking about, as you know, this Marketplace Connection, we go to every sphere of society. We talk about all things across the landscape of society. And we are here to be a blessing to your life in a natural way. So we want you to take notes this morning. We're going to be talking to Miss Sheila Hughes. And Sheila is a broker. She is my broker. She is my insurance agent. She was formerly of the Nationwide Insurance, and now she is a broker that can help you in a broader way, in a more expanded way now, that she is just not only with one insurance. She can shop for you, get you the best rates. And so we are here today to talk to you about car insurance, life insurance, health insurance, any of those insurances that you need that she can provide for you. And we're going to be talking about that. So again, I want you to share this broadcast. I want you to tell a neighbor, tell a friend, because we know in the state of Michigan, this is something for us really to take advantage of, because I can tell you for myself, she has saved me money. Did you hear what I said? She saved me money, and more money in your budget to do more things with. And so I want you, again, to tell a neighbor, tell a friend, anybody that you know that has an automobile that is interested in how they can save money. So we want to welcome you today, Sheila Hughes.
Thank you, Linda. I'm so pleased to be back at Marketplace Connection and be here with you, you wonderful, lovely woman of God. I'm glad to be in your presence, especially now during this pandemic and everything going on. This is a fantastic time to be alive with the living.
Come on, I'm telling you. Well, we thank God for you. We thank God for being here today and for all that is going on in the insurance world.
Yes.
There is a lot going on in the insurance.
Tremendous amount of change in the insurance world.
Yes. And that's the thing, you know, even in the pandemic, I told people, I said, you know, God is not in a pandemic.
There you go. Yes.
He's not in a panic.
He's not in a panic. No.
And he's not in a pandemic.
No,
you know, not. And the Holy Spirit is still moving and doing things, and particularly for his people. So we want you to know that this is an opportunity, along with all of the other things that God is doing. We know that things are happening, and yes, some things are things that are not, you know, good. Yes, we know about all of those things. And, you know, we just, you know, and we do sympathize with those things. We do empathize with those things. But yet, in the midst of all of that, there is still some good things going on. There is ways to save money. There is money that is being given that has not been given before. in the middle of the pandemic.
Yes.
So it hasn't been all bad. So Sheila, we just, we're going to be talking about some of the things that is going on, and particularly in the state of Michigan. We have been crying. I believe God has heard us. We've been crying out, and He promised that He would hear and He would answer.
Absolutely.
And so we've been crying out in the state of Michigan about our insurance and our rates, and we didn't know whether it's redlining, is it discrimination, is it racist? Why is our rates in Michigan so high? Yeah. And for people, because I was in the car industry, you know that.
Absolutely.
That's right, because I sold you a car.
Sold me a car. Yes.
And so that's how I met Sheila. Mm-hmm. And and so people that would come in, that was one of my hardest obstacles to overcome.
I'm sure.
Was, okay, I got the note on the car. We finally got that settled. Now there's the insurance.
Yeah.
And so now we can offer people insurance that is more reasonable.
Absolutely. A little history on No Fault in Michigan is that No Fault started in 1973. Mm-hmm. So when No Fault started, it was designed to reduce lawsuits. Well, it didn't have that effect. It actually ended up having the opposite effect. So No Fault started to make sure that insurance was available to everyone, and there would be comprehensive medical coverage in the event you were injured as a result of an accident. And so that PIP is what we're going to talk about today. PIP, Personal Injury Protection, is the medical portion of car insurance.
Okay.
That medical portion of our car insurance back in 1973 and sort of throughout the 70s and 80s, I think the average no-fault claim was probably somewhere around $1,300, $1,600. Well, that's now ballooned up to as high as $72,000 per person. So you've got to think about the effect of that. The more the insurance company pays out,
right,
the more they're going to have to take in.
Right.
So that is why rates started to skyrocket, because it was just it was a storm of things. It was lawyers, the billboard lawyers everywhere advertising, come to us, we'll get you more in PIP benefits, we will get you the best result from your car accident and your injuries, the maximum amount. There were medical facilities, hospitals, clinics, doctors that were just charging whatever, because there is no fee schedule. There are not guidelines that says we pay a certain amount. So, if you have a bill that goes to Medicare or Blue Cross Blue Shield, for example, they pay it according to their fee schedule. With auto insurance, PIP, there was none of that. So medical facilities, of course, quickly learned that, hey, we can profit from this. We can bill them $7,000 for an MRI or $500 for an X-ray, whatever we want, because, they have to dispute it and fight it, and maybe we come out with something a little less, but we can charge what we want. And all of that, and then there were I'm sorry, I want to mention one other thing too. There was then these closed head injury facilities, therapy, occupational therapists, all these other new businesses that sprouted up as a result of PIP. And so everybody's grabbing
right.
from
and we suffer.
And we suffer, the consumer suffers.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. And so PIP means personal injury protection.
Yeah.
Okay. And so in the PIP, I just want to make sure I understand, the doctors were billing the insurance companies.
Yes.
And they were billing sometimes people probably, that could have been off of the insurance, going by ambulance to the doctors, or if they had to be in rehabilitation.
All kinds of outrageous things began to happen. People started taking transportation, started taking limos to the doctor, fancy vans coming, picking them up every day. They started experimental treatments, alternative medicines, all kinds of things. Anything, because there is not that guideline.
No guideline.
The guideline for payment is we pay all reasonable and necessary medical as a result of the auto accident. Well, what does that mean? That's up for interpretation, and that's exactly what happened.
Wow.
It was stretched and stretched. And then we all, as you say, we all paid for it and
right.
continue to pay for it.
Right.
But now We have options. We
Okay.
have choice.
Okay.
So that's what the law 7.2 was all about, was choice.
Okay.
Prior to 7.2,
So this is the law that's on the books in the state.
it is on the books as of 7/2/2020.
Okay.
Yes. So
Okay.
now this law gives us choice. So prior to this, we only had the unlimited lifetime medical without any kind of controls in place or guidelines. Now, as of 7/2, we have choice. We have 6 choices. So every consumer chooses what's best, what fits their needs. So the first choice is you keep what you have. We're not going to force you to give up this unlimited lifetime medical if that's what you want, this PIP. If you want to keep that, then by all means keep it. The second choice is to lower the PIP limit to $500,000. The third choice is to lower the PIP limit to $250,000. Fourth choice is use your qualified health insurer, as long as the qualified health insurer does not have a deductible greater than $6,000. And they are willing to issue a letter stating that they are a qualified health insurer. I think you got that letter. So all you do in that instance is look on the back of your health insurance card, your medical card, call the 800 number, and ask them, can they
Right,
issue
which is what I
a
did.
qualified health insurance letter for no fault, Michigan no fault insurance. They issue that letter. You can then choose to completely opt out of PIP. So choose to not have personal injury protection.
Okay, now let me just ask if I'm not mistaken, because, and particularly for seniors or anybody that has, what is it, the Medicare and
We're going to get to that, so that's coming
Okay.
up. So
Okay, go ahead.
Option number 5.
Okay,
So option number 5 is if you have Medicaid, you know, the state health. If you have Medicaid, then you can choose to lower your PIP to $50,000. The 6th option is the senior option. So if you have Medicare Part A and B,
right,
you can completely opt out of PIP as well. So 2 opportunities to opt out of PIP: 4 with a qualified health insurer,
right,
and then 6 with Medicare at Part A and B.
okay,
So
okay,
each one of these has a different effect, and there are some things, of course, that you want to consider. Of course, most people are concerned with price, rate. Well, what does that do to my insurance rates? Number 1 is going to lower your insurance rates. Even if you keep that unlimited PIP, your insurance rates are going to go down approximately 10% as of 7/2. So everybody gets to enjoy some reduction in your auto insurance rate.
okay,
Option number 2, the $500,000, you're going to see a real minimal decrease in your rate. Most people, when given the choice between $500,000 and unlimited, go ahead and keep the unlimited because there's not that great of a savings. The third option, $250,000, is a nice savings. It's usually about 30 to 35% of your total auto insurance premium. Because I want to make sure that you understand too that we're not talking about your bottom line auto insurance premium. So your bottom line auto insurance premium, let's just say it's $600 for illustration, $600 every 6 months. You need to look on the breakdown of your insurance, and every company gives you a breakdown showing each coverage and what each coverage costs. If you look at it, you'll see the line that says personal injury protection, and there's a cost, a rate associated with
and that's
that.
PIP.
PIP.
Okay.
And that is the one that we're changing. We're not changing that bottom line auto insurance to total premium. We're changing the PIP. So
Okay.
option number 4, if you choose to opt out with qualified health, you will find tremendous savings, just like you did. You'll see that the savings is generally anywhere from 40 to 60% of your overall insurance premium. Same thing with option number 6. If you opt out with Medicare, you have Medicare Part A and B, you're going to find a savings anywhere from 40 to 60% of your overall auto insurance premium. Option number 5, the Medicaid option, opt out, is generally going to fall somewhere around 35 to 40% of your premium. So these are huge changes. There are some other things to think about.
Okay.
So probably the most common question is, so what's the difference between PIP and Medicare, or PIP and my qualified health insurance. So if I have Blue Cross Blue Shield, for example, or Priority Health, what is the difference between that and PIP? Good question. There are some differences. And I want to kind of read down some of these differences.
All right.
So PIP covers post-acute care rehabilitation. Medicare pays a limited amount. PIP pays long-term care custodial care, 24/7 care, not covered by Medicare. Residential treatment program, covered by PIP, not covered by Medicare. Attendant care, yes, covered by no fault, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, limited under Medicare. Guardianship or conservators, yes, under PIP, no, under Medicare. Transportation services, like we said, taking a van to the doctor's visit or whatever, not covered under Medicare. Physical, speech, and outpatient therapies, limited coverage under Medicare, covered under PIP. Durable medical, DME, durable medical equipment, covered under PIP, limited under Medicare. Wage loss, obviously covered under PIP, not covered under Medicare. Specialty devices, computer-assisted electronics, communication, medical devices are limited under Medicare, covered under PIP. Alternative pain management, acupuncture, covered under PIP, not covered under Medicare.
Okay, so let me ask you.
And then here are two really big ones.
Okay.
Home modification and vehicle modifications.
Okay.
So home modification would be
like a ramp going up to...
not just a ramp even. You know, car insurance companies do tremendous changes to homes. So, and sometimes we actually build you a new house. So we build a new house. That would be for the person who is catastrophically injured, who's a paraplegic or quadriplegic, where they will never move out of a wheelchair ever. And so in order for them to have access to their home, they need modifications. They need the doors widened. They need the cabinets to be brought down. They need their vehicle to have modifications so they can use it independently. They can get into their car, they get a ramp into their car, and they're able to drive their car. So all kinds of things to assist them to be more independent. Now, what you want to consider, because this could, I'm sure, sound a little scary, but consider that less than 1% of people ever use all this stuff. You know, less than 1% of individuals are injured as a result of an auto accident such that they are at that acute level where they are paraplegic or quadriplegic. That does not happen that often, okay?
Right.
So the average person, think about it, how, you know, not going to ask your age, but you've lived and drove a car for a number of years. Have you ever had a PIP claim?
No.
Yeah, I've never had a PIP claim. I've never had injuries as a result of an auto accident. Not to say that it couldn't happen, but I have to also
praise God.
Praise God, of course, that it hasn't happened to me. So I have to balance. I have to take all this information and choose whether it makes sense for my individual needs. If I'm on a limited income, and I know that I'm getting a check every month, and that check is not changing, and I know that I only have such limited resources, then I've got to think about, do I need this Cadillac of insurance?
Okay.
Do I need all these extra things that here I've lived to be 70 years old or 60 years old or 65, and I've never used all of those things. So do I really need all of that? Can I afford all of that? I have to choose within my own budget and within my own needs. So the two considerations is budget and what I feel my insurance for medical bills and health insurance as a result of an auto accident are. What are my needs? And you have to just kind of think about that. Health insurance covers medical bills, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and all those things. We use it for anything. So if you were at home and you fell off a ladder at home and you hurt your back, that injury is really no different than the injury if you hurt your back in a car accident, right? So why do we look at it so differently? We, in an auto accident, now we want to get all this extra treatment and extra treatment. Whereas if you fell at home, you would simply go to the ER
Right.
and to the doctor and get some physical therapy, and your health insurance would cover it. And the same thing now could apply to auto accidents.
So now you have choices.
You have choice.
That's the biggest thing.
biggest thing.
Okay, and so what you really need to do is to call somebody like Sheila, like I did when because of the fact that I knew we had discussed this last year that it was coming at that particular time. And as you need to really get in touch with an insurance agent that can sit down with you and take the time and go over all of these things, because I know for me, my insurance went down about $200. Okay, and so, and like she says, if you have a fixed budget, or if you're making a certain amount of money, and you know that your insurance sometimes was higher than the car note.
Absolutely. And then here's the thing, Linda. Don't think that this does not apply to you. It does. Don't think, oh, I live in Detroit. This is for the people in the suburban cities or something. This is not for Detroiters. Not so.
Now let's on that point right there, Sheila. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I think for the most part, we thought or always, was told that it's redlining, that it was the city of Detroit is being, redlining, or it's racist or whatever against the people that live in the inner city. I mean, was it some of that, or was it all of that, or none of that?
We know that racism exists.
Okay.
We know that there is racism in every aspect of our lives in this country, and we know racism exists. I do not believe that racism affected the rates that we have for auto insurance, either in Detroit or in the state of Michigan. I don't think racism has anything to do with it, because you have to think about how rates, because the public doesn't know how rates are determined. So here are how rates are determined.
Okay.
Rates are, first of all, determined at the corporate offices. So now you've got a department of people who sit down, and they are what? Statisticians and auditors and actuaries, and they are sitting down and they're looking at figures, numbers, and they've got numbers here. They've got the state of Michigan. They've got hundreds of zip codes in Michigan, and they've got data. The data is showing them that losses are greater in this area. That person may not even have any concept of where that is in the state of Michigan, because they're not that familiar with it. They can't tell you where 48221 is versus 480111 or whatever. They don't know. They're sitting there, what they have is data.
Okay.
So I myself took a look at it based on my own agency.
Okay.
So I asked the company to send me a breakdown of all PIP claims in my agency over a 10-year period. So I could go line by line, and I could see where the PIP claims were coming from. And the PIP claims, each claim had a dollar amount that was paid, address, zip code where it was paid. All of that information was sent to me. And it also showed if there was a lawsuit and who the lawyer was.
Okay.
So 89% of it was Detroit. 89% of it was
Were
Detroit.
PIP claims.
PIP claims in Detroit. So the great majority of PIP claims were in Detroit, which is why Detroit rates were so high. Because the claims were higher. Insurance companies are based on this, risk. The insurance companies determine the risk. What can we anticipate paying? We take in money, you pay your premiums, we take in money. Of every dollar that we take in, how much of that dollar are we going to spend out in a particular area? Well, the number one attorney was Mike Morris. Time and time again, I went down the line, Mike Morris. So Mike Morris doesn't have billboards in Novi, Michigan. He doesn't have billboards in Walled Lake, Michigan. He doesn't have billboards Upper Michigan. He targeted Detroit. And he took advantage of this system. And these are facts. I'm not, I'm saying this on live because it's a fact.
Amen.
So
Wow.
He and other attorneys, he's not the only one,
Right.
but these are attorneys who, had billboards all over saying, come to us, and they have ads all day, come to us and we will help you with your claims and we'll get you the maximum
Because they
amount.
know the kind of insurance that will pay that claim.
Oh, absolutely. They knew exactly how it worked. So claim activity was higher, and that is why rates were higher. For every dollar we take in, we cannot spend more than about 60 cents on average in order to make a profit. Insurance companies are not nonprofit. They're not governmental subsidized agencies. They're private industry, just like any other industry in this country, whose objective, of course, is to make money.
Right.
So when an insurance company is not making money, rates go up. It's really that simple. Rates go up because they're not making money.
And the people that are paying into the insurance, like myself, thank God, I haven't had an accident. I don't know when. I really don't. Probably when I was a teenager, but
Yeah.
thank God I haven't had an accident, and not to say that, it hadn't
Yeah.
been some close calls or it could have been or whatever.
And you are and we are the people who suffered the most, the people
Yes.
who did not have accidents. And insurance companies heard that cry, because that was one of the things that were said into insurance companies over and over. Well, just because I live in Detroit, I shouldn't have to pay more if I'm not that person, if I'm not the one making claims, you're not paying me losses, why am I paying? But two things I answer to that. One, insurance is a pool concept. So it's a pool. So in any particular area, everybody pays into the pool, right? And then out of that pool, losses are paid. You had an accident, you had injuries, whatever, it's paid out of that.
Right.
So
We pay in.
we
and
pay
then
into
and
that
then
pool and we take out of
okay,
that pool. There
right.
has to be a method to determine rates. So insurance companies use a pool concept where everyone in a particular area pays in, and they have data on that area and what's happening in terms of losses. When claim costs go up, rates go up. It's really kind of that simple.
So is certain areas or zip codes, are they insurance rates higher because of the zip code area?
Zip codes became a hotbed of, a lot of people felt that was unfair and whatever. But again, insurance companies just have to have a method for determining rates.
Right.
So we can't rate everyone the same and every area the same, because, of course, if you live in Upper Michigan in somewhat of a rural area, you're not willing to pay the same kind of rates where it's a higher risk. It's a higher risk when there's more population, more cars on the road,
being stolen,
more chance
okay.
of having an accident. But even car theft is not the issue. That was never the issue, and I've heard that so many times. But
Right.
auto theft was never the issue. It was always these PIP claims. It was
Oh.
always the medical portion that we're paying. And like I said, we were being billed and this is information, of course, that people would not know. You don't know that
Right.
you went to the ER or doctor. How many of us sit down and really go through the bill and say, oh, why did they bill the insurance company $50,000 for 1 day at the hospital?
You're just glad it's paid.
You're just glad it's paid.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Wow. So is it insurance rate, is there any bearing on, say, if you're, education, or is it any bearing on, any of those other things outside?
Non-driver factors.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
said, oh, that was racist. Right? Non-driver
Right.
factors.
Right.
Well, first of all, those factors are discounts,
Okay.
not rating factors.
Okay.
They are discounts. Big
So if you
difference.
have a certain level of education, you can get a discount.
You can get a discount, but you get discounts for all.
Oh.
Everybody gets a discount. So
Okay.
there's a discount to apply to everybody, right? So if you didn't have a college degree, that's okay. Maybe
Okay.
you had an AARP card. Maybe
Okay.
you had a Walgreens card, or maybe you had a Costco card. You had whatever. There were discounts for everyone.
What about credit?
Financial record is used by every insurance company. Now, your FICO score was never used in Michigan. I did not find any insurance company that was using FICO scores in Michigan.
Okay.
So we don't pull your credit report. We don't look at
Okay.
your credit. What we do is called a soft hit. So it's an overview of your financial records, your credit. And what we do is we take the information and it's put it into a formula, and every insurance company develops an insurance score. The insurance score just says something about your financial record. Are you a person who is on top of their bills, who takes care of things? Because that says something about you and tells us whether you are whether you are the type of person who would drive reckless. Because there's connections between all of those things. Let's just be honest. If you're the type of person who doesn't care about your financial record, doesn't pay your bills, you're probably a little more reckless on the road too. You're probably a little more reckless in other aspects of your life. So it does tell the insurance company something about you.
Tells a story.
And it tells a story. And then that information is used to place you in a financial insurance score tier. So everybody gets some kind of discount because the credit is a discount. Actually a discount. So it starts with a base rate.
Okay.
So the base rate applies to everybody, and then that base rate is knocked down by discounts.
Okay.
So your financial score becomes is the first major discount. So the higher you score on the financial score, the greater the discount and lower your insurance premium goes. And then you add on, I have an AARP card. Now I get an additional 10% discount or 12% discount.
Why? Because they figure you probably won't drive as much?
Because that tells you something about you too. We know something because AARP provides data about their the people who have AARP, right? So as a group, we know that they are seniors, they are safe, they are, face it, your mother drives differently than your 25-year-old son.
Absolutely.
So, it says something about the group.
Okay.
And the same thing, when we look at professionals, we might look at dentists or lawyers or whatever, and there are certain groups, and when you get data from that group, and you create sort of information that tells you about the risk and what you can expect from that risk, because that's all insurance is trying to determine what we can expect from that risk from that individual. Can we expect that person to have a claim, and do we think that person would have a PIP claim and have a significant PIP claim? So we need to price appropriately. We need to provide the right rate for that person so that when they do have that claim, we're paying it. And we didn't just get hit with a loss.
Okay. Well, you guys, listen, you need to call Sheila. I can tell you that. I did take that opportunity to call her, and she shopped around. So tell them now.
So that's what a broker is.
Okay, tell them that's what I was getting to.
So a broker is just, and that's an interesting point too, because we as Detroiters, we tend to stick with State Farm, Allstate. Nothing wrong with those companies.
Right.
They're major insurance companies. State Farm is number one. They've been around forever. They're a great company, but we stick with these State Farm, Allstate, AAAs, and we don't venture out and realize there's a whole another world of insurance, and that is the independent world. With independent agents write for different major companies. So they might write for Citizens Insurance, Progressive Insurance, Auto Owners Insurance. Many of these companies have better rates overall because State Farm has such a large share of the population, of the automobile insurance population, that their book of business gets hit with losses over time, right? And again, remember, losses determine rates. So when you're looking at the number one company, they probably are going to be dealing with loss issues. Whereas you get a smaller company, they have not had so many losses, and they might be able to pass on a much better rate. And so you get with an independent agent or a broker, and the broker has multiple companies to choose from. That broker usually puts your information into a rater, and it rates it with multiple companies. And each company comes back with a rate for you, and they're able to select the best rate and best coverage for you.
Okay, yep, and that's what she did for me. With the insurance company that I went from to the insurance company. Is it okay that I talk?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure,
The insurance company that I'm with now, which is Progressive. And is that, and that's another question that I wanted to ask you too, because when I got in Progressive and the rates went down so significantly, I was like surprised. I'm like, Sheila, are you sure?
Is it a good company? Is it a legitimate company?
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
I'm like, are you sure?
Questions.
Because I've been with Progressive before, and that was before PIP. That was, before pre-PIP. And I'm saying, Sheila, are you sure this insurance company? And it was like almost scary. It went down so much. She said, yeah, And she went over everything.
Progressive is right now the number 3 auto
Okay.
insurance company in the nation.
Oh.
They are a Fortune 99 company. So they're in the top 100 companies in the country, in the nation. So they are a major insurance company. They're major, they're progressive. Their systems are progressive. Their systems are very intuitive. They are state-of-the-art systems and computers and processes, and their customer service is phenomenal. So no, there's not any issue with going with Progressive. It's no different from a AAA or Allstate or State Farm, all good companies.
Okay.
As is Nationwide, a very good company as well.
Right.
But all of these companies, Progressive has been around forever too.
Right.
But they are one of the first companies to go what's called direct, meaning selling their insurance over the internet or by phone. And see, that's where the industry is going. That's where auto
Okay.
insurance is going.
To the internet?
To the internet. Right now, in 2020, 80% of auto insurance purchase is started on the computer. It's either started and finished on a computer, or it's started on the computer and finished through an agent.
Is that a factor with going to the internet, saving money as well?
That can be a saving. Sometimes going directly to the internet can save you money.
Okay, because like in Esurance, which I've been with, prior to coming to Progressive, you don't have an agent.
I personally don't like it.
Okay.
Now, I don't know
Okay. Tell us why.
for some young person who's starting off and don't have a lot of assets and not a lot to protect, maybe that's a good alternative and that works for them, and they're all on a computer anyway. So
Right.
maybe that works for them. But for me personally, owning a home and having cars and having things, assets, I don't want to just talk to a different person every time I call that
True.
insurance company.
True.
And that's what happens when you go direct. You pick up the phone, now you got somebody in Mississippi who's handling your call, and she's not, or he is not familiar with Michigan law or Michigan PIP or Michigan
Got
no
it.
fault. So they can't answer your
Okay.
questions. I've had so many calls over the last week or so where people say, I called and I got your line was busy, and I went into Nationwide or I went into Progressive, and they did not even know anything about PIP. And I said, yeah, because you've got a call center where they're handling multiple states, and they may not be really
get
know
up
all
on
the
it, yeah.
details or up on what's going on with PIP here in Michigan. And as you can see, it's pretty complicated. It's not just something
Yeah.
that you can sit down and go, let's see now, should I do?
Right.
You really, truly do need the expertise of an agent, and an agent who's been around for some time
Yeah.
to really make the best choice for you.
Yeah. How long have you been in business?
I've been in business for 38 years.
Wow.
38
well,
years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now, not all of those in sales. I started off in insurance. I started off with Allstate actually in claims right out of college. So I spent a number of years in claims, probably 16, 17 years in claims. And then I left St. Paul Travelers Insurance and started my agency. But what really helps me as an agent is that claims background. That is a tremendous help right now because I handle PIP claims. I was a PIP claim manager.
Okay.
I was in court with litigation on PIP claims, so I understand how PIP works. I have a very deep understanding of PIP, so that when a customer comes to me for advice, I can say whether you need this or you don't need this, or whether
Okay.
this is good for you or not good for you.
Give them your address too.
And I'm downtown
phone number.
downtown Farmington, so I'm at 32740 Grand River, downtown Farmington. Well, all the ladies know where the Village Shoe Inn is.
Yes.
So I'm right down the street.
TJ Maxx.
And TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
I'm across the street from TJ Maxx, and I'm on the same side as Village Shoe Inn. And it's a little strip mall, and it's 32740 Grand River. My phone number is 248-478-3100.
All right. Well, I can assure you that if you call Sheila, she will get back with you or one of her reps, and she will take the time to explain to you, because it's a lot to take in. But she'll get back with you. She'll go over everything with you, and I believe that now that we have the advantage that we didn't have before, because we were about the only state, one of the few states, right, that had this PIP?
We actually were the only state
Really?
that had unlimited lifetime medical PIP.
Wow.
No other state had that. So that's another thing to consider. When people say to me, well, we can't give up PIP. Well, I'd like to ask you, what do people in Ohio do? Or Illinois, or Indiana, or Georgia, or California, or any of these other states? They use their Medicare, they use their health insurance, they use whatever.
Why do we get stuck with it?
Legislators thought it was a great idea. It is, in concept, a great idea. It's difficult to administer. The next step in the process, because this is an ongoing reform of PIP, so the next step will be in 2021. Their PIP will have a fee schedule, just like Medicare. So eventually, PIP is not going to be that free for all, where you could send in a medical bill for $8,000 or $10,000 for some small
lawyers
procedure.
are not going to be able to take advantage of it like they
Yes, absolutely. They will pay according to a fee schedule. All of these things, what the legislators did with this reform, were designed to lower PIP costs so that that savings could be passed on to you, the consumer.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about, while we have a few minutes left, bundling and what other type of insurances that you as well handle.
Bundling, I think, is a great idea because that's when you're going to get the best rate. And then, there's also the controversy about, do you shop around or shouldn't you shop around? Well, to some degree, don't shop around that often, because you're going to get a loyalty discount the longer you're with an insurance company. And then when you bundle, if you bundle home and auto, condo and auto, apartment and auto, you're going to get the best rate.
Okay.
And there's always a discount. And there's a discount on both. So you get a discount on the auto and you get a discount on your home or your apartment.
Okay.
So yeah, bundling, definitely, I highly encourage bundling.
So you handle all of that?
I handle everything. My agency actually sells everything. We sell auto insurance, we sell home insurance, we sell life insurance, annuities. We also sell business insurance. So we have a number of businesses. In fact, one of our specialties is churches. So we insure churches, we insure contractors, legal profession, medical profession, yes, all of it. We do everything except health insurance. We don't get into the health insurance because of all the changes. Years ago I did, but with all the changes now with Obamacare and everything, we just don't get into the health.
Okay. Now, does a person need to have health insurance in order to get car insurance, or do they, is it more money if you don't have it? Because everybody doesn't have health insurance.
Yeah, if you don't have health insurance, remember we now have 6 options. So there is an option for everyone.
Okay.
That fits everybody's needs. There is
Okay.
something for everyone. If you don't have health insurance, we certainly have the right option for you as well.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause just like people don't have life insurance.
Just like you don't, life insurance. Of course, we know that's a big one, especially
it
in
is.
our community. We wait and
Absolutely.
pass the hat, or
Yeah, we're having parties.
parties,
or,
collecting money, and
Yeah.
it's all so unnecessary because life insurance, there is a rate for everyone. It's affordable for everybody. If nothing else, just get 10,000,
And you
5,000.
said you do sell life insurance.
I sell life insurance,
Okay.
yes. And there is a plan that is affordable for every person.
Okay.
First thing I ask with life insurance, honestly, is tell me what your budget is.
Okay.
So now that I know what to look for. So your budget, you tell me, well, I tell you, honestly, I can't pay more than $25 a month. Then I'm going to start looking for something that fits that budget and also fulfills your need for life insurance.
Okay. So, people, please. This is very, very, I know this is a little different from some of the things, but it's not, because I cover everything. So this fits in with what the Marketplace Connection is all about. And this is why I bring people here to inform you, to help you in a natural way, okay? And so I want you to call Sheila. I want you to just call her. Even if you're not in the market right now, if you think you might be in the market or you don't know what to do, give her a call and let her explain some of the things, answer your questions, and go ahead and get whatever the needs that you have and let her help you. And, so I know that she can help you. And now that she has expanded her Verizon, her horizon, as far as everything that she can do for you now, please give her a call. One more time. What's your phone number?
248-478-3100. We are downtown Farmington, again, right down from the Village Shoe Inn, right across from the TJ Maxx.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. See, and one thing about it too, now that this PIP and all of these other things that people was thinking that, was redlining, blah, blah, blah. And some people were getting insurance getting their plates registered out of state.
Going to Toledo to get your insurance.
Georgia, Texas, Florida, all these other plates that you see on cars. You don't have to lie now.
And now look at that. So you went to Toledo to get your insurance because Toledo does not have PIP.
Right.
But you don't want to not have PIP in Michigan.
Right. See?
The only reason why Toledo was cheaper is because they didn't have PIP.
They didn't have PIP.
Right.
Yeah. So now you don't have to do
Now
that.
you can choose not to have PIP and stay right in your state, drive your car legally, register it legally, and insure it legally.
Yeah, because if in the event if something happens, now tell them the cons to that, people having their plates registered but living in another place.
Well, first of all, of course, insurance companies have fraud units.
Right.
And so if you are found to be committing fraud against the insurance company, that's a basis for denial of your claim. So you could find yourself in a situation of where they do some investigation and determine that you have committed fraud on the insurance application, and that's a basis for not paying the claim. And I've seen situations where you got to remember that insurance is a contract. So when you sign that application, and most of us, of course, sign where? Mm-hmm. Don't pay any attention, don't read it. And
I'm just getting a good rate.
I'm just getting a good rate. That's all I care about. Well, there's a lot of information on the application, and you're saying and agreeing to a lot of things. And you agree to not misrepresent your personal information or where you live or where you reside in the car, and the ownership of the vehicle, and who's in your household, and all kinds of things. So if you misrepresent that, you're committing fraud against the insurance company. That can be a basis for denial of your claim. And then you end up, your car has damage. You got a lien holder, you're making payments, the lien holder wants you to repair it.
And they're going to put insurance on there.
And they're going to force insurance on it.
They're going to force it.
And put it into your car note.
That's right.
So you get caught up in a real mess. It's unnecessary.
Right. I know. Trust me.
Yeah.
I've been in the car business. I understand. And, it's not worth it. And so I am really, really, thankful, Sheila, for what you are doing right now to help us. I pray that you have really listened to the things that we've said today, that you will give her a call, let her help you, let her get you into a good rate that can save you some money and give you what you need. Give you really what you need to meet all your needs. So if there's any, other things that you want to bring up in regards to any of the insurance, please, go ahead.
No, just that now another discussion could be maybe home insurance.
Okay.
A lot of times I get questions about homeowners insurance. Well, my house is only the market value of my house is only $50,000 or $30,000. Why are you insuring it for $200,000? Why are you insuring it for $150,000 or $300,000? That's crazy. It seems like you're just trying to get more money from us. Mm-hmm. No, market value of the insurance of your home is not how we insure it. We actually insure it for reconstruction or rebuilding value, reconstruction, replacement costs. Right. So replacement cost of your house has nothing to do with what it sells for. Mm-hmm. It has simply to do with the size of your home and the quality of the materials used in the construction of your home. Mm-hmm. We put all that information together into our software system to determine what it would take to rebuild or reconstruct your home. So that number, of course, for Detroiters can often be very high. You could have a brick bungalow that is selling for $40,000, mm-hmm. but we are insuring it for $220,000. But that's because we're insuring it for reconstruction. There are some options also. Sometimes you may feel, well, I don't want replacement costs. I don't want all of that. I want basic insurance. And there is Michigan Basic that will insure your home for $40,000 or $50,000 or $60,000. So there are options.
Can they get Michigan Basic through you?
Absolutely, I sell Michigan Basic as well. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the point that I'm making here too, is that we have options really for every insurance need. We have options to fit every individual. So if you need less insurance and you don't want the full, fancy, comprehensive homeowners insurance policy, we find a policy that fits your need.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that we have gotten a lot of information today. I am just so, just so excited about what you are now able to do for us and what you have already done for me. Because I can tell you that $200 look awfully good in my budget.
Oh, absolutely. I hear you.
So we just thank God for you, Sheila, and your new, where you are now and what you're doing now in terms of the insurance, just the whole gamut of the insurance, agencies and all of the things that are going on in the insurance world. And so we just thank God for you that you are here. That I know you personally and, had an opportunity to be able to introduce you to my audience. And I am, again, appealing to you to give her a call one more time. Give them your number.
Thank you. My number is 248-478-3100. Downtown Farmington. And again, right down from the Village Shoe Inn and across from the TJ Maxx. There's nice shopping in downtown Farmington, so you can make it an afternoon and have some lunch. There's all kinds of nice restaurants around there, and a lot of the restaurants have outdoor seating right now, so that you can have social distance. Right. And it's a nice area. Come visit us.
Okay. All right. And any of you that's in, I know some of the people that are in the car industry, the automobile industry. Please, Sheila can help you too. If you need to have that insurance to get that deal out the door, because I understand.
Yes.
It can make or break.
Yes.
It can make or break your deal. You need to give her a call as well so she can be an agent for you. You can call her, get that deal out the door so you can sell that car.
Absolutely. Yes.
I understand. So anyway, this has been the Marketplace Connection. I am just so thankful for you again for coming today and sitting with me and sitting with my audience and giving us some needed information. We're in a new season, y'all. This is a new era, a new time, I tell you, and it's a new opportunity for you to be able to save money in your budget. So take advantage of it, give her a call, and she will do you good. So we thank God for you, all of you, my Saturday morning connectors. I pray that you have enjoyed this, that you have gotten a lot of good information, and we will see you again next week, and you have a great weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye. God bless.
God bless.
Hi, this is Linda Hunt and the Marketplace Connection.